Today, I had a confrontation with the women over some cocaine that was smuggled in. I was amazed at the ingenuity, though. A radio-control model car was used to ferry the package to Rita at the fence.
You'll end up in the next yourself if you're not careful.
You can't stop me.
You don't make sense until I duck around like this.
With respect, sir, I hardly feel that I can be blamed, even partly.
And who would you blame?
Well, Mrs. Reynolds is a good governor, but...
Oh, don't beat around the bush. Come on, out with it.
All right. Mrs. Reynolds could be a good governor, sir, if she had a strong deputy. And Meg Morris isn't it. She's far too soft.
And you obviously feel you're the answer.
I only want what's best for Wentworth. And I believe, sir, that that is with me as deputy governor.
Okay, Duchess, let's go.
I'll stay. You go get security.
The diary. I do feel it's best that perhaps if we don't mention it to Mrs. Reynolds. While ever it's there to be read, then I can keep ahead of any trouble.
Good thinking. What's the other problem?
You'll notice, sir, amongst the material I've marked in the diary, the name of a prisoner, Egbert, is mentioned several times. Julie Egbert. It's quite clear that she's up to her neck in everything that's going on. Well, her parole hearing is due today. It's quite obvious she doesn't deserve to be paroled.
You nervous, Chook?
Oh, about me parole?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm really trying hard not to be.
Oh, it'll be Jake.
Yeah, thanks.
Out of the way, you lot! It's right at any time!
What do you reckon you're doing?
I found him in the toy box. Deb fixed him in the workshop so they'd fit me up.
You can't go around wearing them. They'll string you up.
Why?
Because you just can't. That's why. It's called having fun. It's against the rules.
Yeah, well, it's also looking after the kid, too.
I don't see how.
Get through the work twice as quick, and it's real easy. Kidneys, eh?
Yeah, what if you fall over?
You could lose the kid or something.
Look, I'm not going to fall over, you bloody wimps. I can skate.
Accidents happen.
Yeah, well, not to me, they don't. You remember that skating on telly roller derby? Never used to miss it. It was great watching them Sheilas thump into each other.
Look like Miss Australia.
Yeah, well, she's not Miss Australia. She'll hit the roof if she finds
Well,
out.
tough. Buggers you lot, eh? Won't tell him a great idea now, you pack of wimps.
Who are you calling a wimp?
Oh, Liz, this great idea, but none of you'd be interested.
How do you know?
Because you're too scared of getting hurt.
Come on, out with it.
Okay. A race on skates.
Are you mad or something?
No, there's some dirty tea towels up in the dining room. It's a time trial, right? Whoever gets there and back the quickest, grabbing a tea towel to prove it, wins.
Wins what?
What do you want to know for? You reckon I shouldn't even be on it?
Hey, sounds fun, but...
What happened to worrying about the freak?
Oh, that wasn't me. That was Chook. Hey, look, I'd have a go.
Liz?
It has to be a good price, but...
Right. Well, we all put in 30 cents. Everyone except Chook. She can't risk losing her parole. Yeah. Well, am I brilliant or what?
Hey, what do you reckon, Rick? Oh, what sort of a bikie I'd be if I turned down a chance to get on wheels again. Let's go for it.
Not happy about this, you know.
Well, I'd better get back and see how they're going.
Just hope they've got all the comments out of their system.
Been ragging you, have they?
I'm sure they mean well, but some of their honeymoon jokes are a bit blue.
Actually, one of them was quite funny. The one about the couple in the leaky waterbed.
What do you mean by blue?
You have to have a sense of humour.
I hope you remember to bring your gear.
Oh, for the volleyball matches.
Yes.
That's another thing they kept on going on about. Have you got the energy to play volleyball, Mr. Pringle?
Then you both be playing.
Well,
Oh, yes, all our stuff's in the locker. Although I don't think with Connors and Jenkins playing we'll have much hope.
Oh, you're talking about that volleyball match.
Good morning, Joan.
I hear everything went very well yesterday. Congratulations.
Sure.
It is ridiculous, you know. Officers against prisoners. Can only be bad for discipline. Putting us on the same level as them.
We're all human beings, Miss Ferguson.
Ah, but some more than others. However, if you lot want to go leaping around with them, far be it from me to say anything. I couldn't give a damn.
Why don't you try the one about the couple in the leaky waterbed? I bet she won't even crack it for a smile.
Oh, Anne, Pat said you wanted to see these timesheets. Last week's?
Thanks, Meg. The pay officer decided to query the overtime figures again.
You're joking. That's the third time this month.
Wish I were.
Oh, here's this morning's mail.
Oh, thanks. All quiet inside?
Yes, apparently Joyce has copped a few more wedding jokes, but they're all in good fun. Apart from that, nothing.
Let's hope it stays that way. I could do with a hassle-free day to catch up on some paperwork. Oh, by the way, how did Patterson take the news of Wyndham's escape?
Oh, unfortunately, I haven't had a moment to tell her. I may have to send Bob to
Tasmania. Someone's obviously having a wonderful time.
Oh, who?
Should have guessed. Pippa.
Sod, she sent it here.
Not really. This is a picture of the old jail at Port Arthur. Dear Governor, I think I found Miss Ferguson's dream prison. Ben's at a conference and I've lost all his money at the casino. Love, Pip.
Well, I wouldn't pin that up on the staff room notice board if I were you.
No.
I thought they were heading off to the UK.
As usual, Ben's overcommitted himself. Got himself talked into heading an inquiry into legal malpractices.
It's a feather in his cap.
Well, I better start whittling this lot down. I don't want to be disturbed unless it's absolutely necessary, Meg.
Right. Oh, the Minister's secretary rang a little while ago, said he's coming down to see you about something.
Any idea what?
Didn't say. Probably one of those seen-to-be-doing-something visits. Good press.
Yes?
Goodbye. There's no news on Wyndham yet. The police said if we hear from the crank, we're to get in touch with them immediately.
Should let him have her.
Oh,
Look,
Joan.
I don't approve of what he does, but I can understand his frustration at the escape rate.
The man's a lunatic, Joan. You know what he did to Flynn.
Wyndham knew that when she escaped.
Morning, ladies. Mrs. Reynolds is expecting me.
Oh, yes. Good morning, Mr. Dwyer. Will you sign in, please?
Miss Ferguson.
Morning, sir.
I thought you were in solitary.
Mrs. Slattery just let me out.
You all right?
Yeah. Thanks for what you did. The women who brought my food up seemed a lot nicer.
Well, I'm glad they've finally seen sense.
I scare myself sometimes. I was getting to hate them all so much I could have...
You shouldn't even be in a place like this. That's the trouble.
Sometimes I wonder.
Why?
I don't know. I think all of us are capable of being like them, given the right circumstances. I even thought that of you. The night Kelly was murdered, I really thought you might have done it for a moment. God knows, even the most decent people can...
Well, that's not the problem now, is it?
What about you?
I'm seeing the minister sometime this morning.
They said you wanted to see me.
Yes, I do. I'll let you know what happens.
All right. What's it all about, huh?
It's Jessie. She's escaped from the hospital.
You kidding? She's done a flip.
I wouldn't be too pleased if I were you. She's a sick woman and needs attention.
Oh, she'll be right. She's got mates that look after her. Bloody hell. Passenger. I hope you're keeping an eye on him. I mean, he's probably out there right now looking for her.
I hardly need to list them. Kelly's murder. Another escape last night. This handyman fellow. And as for Bob Moran...
The man you appointed as governor.
That is not the issue.
With respect, sir, I'm merely pointing out that we all make mistakes.
One mistake, acceptable. Two, borderline. Any more, totally unacceptable. I don't think allowing the prisoners to steal yeast, fruit juice and sugar for this home brew of theirs suggests very tight security, do you?
I didn't list ingredients in my report on Wyndham.
And that's just the start of it. I'm told the women are smuggling whiskey into the prison. Need tennis balls, of all things.
Where did you hear that?
It doesn't matter. The point is, I should have heard it from you. The fact is, it is not good enough. Prisoners are getting away with far too much, as I said. Unacceptable.
Are you asking for my resignation?
No, of course not. I realize you have difficulties with staff shortages. No, I am simply looking for a way to remedy the situation.
Fix the shortages, the situation will remedy itself.
I wish it were that simple, Mrs. Reynolds.
And what did you have in mind? Obviously something.
We feel that the combination of yourself and Mrs. Morris as governor and deputy is a little soft.
We?
The department and I, myself.
Nothing's been said to me by the head of the department.
All right. I don't like your aggressive attitude, Mrs. Reynolds. I am here to air this matter reasonably. I want Mrs. Morris replaced as deputy. You need stronger support, and I am relying on Miss Ferguson to give it to you.
You are joking.
I don't joke.
The woman's been a constant hindrance. You must have read her file.
I know her record. I also know she has strength.
I won't work with her. It's as simple as that.
Is that a threat?
With respect, I think you're making the wrong decision.
I believe it's worth a try. Things couldn't be any worse. Now, I have to talk to Bob Moran. You go away and think about it. With or without you in the driver's seat, Miss Ferguson is now Deputy Governor of Wentworth.
Ah, there you are.
What do you think you're doing?
Oh, a cutlery count. I noticed one of the knives was missing, so I double-checked and found it.
How long was it missing?
Since breakfast, I suppose. There's no need to be concerned.
Security is something to be very much concerned about, Mr. Pringle. If people spent less time worrying about volleyball games, our security would be a lot tighter. Now, your record isn't really the best, is it? I mean, allowing them to steal ingredients to make home brew, and there was that knife that Kelly used to cut her own wrists. You're not exactly the most observant person in this place, are you?
I think you made your point, Miss Ferguson.
Yes. All right, well, Maxwell is out of solitary now, so there'll be one less meal tray at lunch. And, Pringle, don't ever get the idea that you're irreplaceable.
There's no call for that, and you know it. Sir Governor will decide if I'm suited for the job, not you. And frankly, I think I've been doing a very good job.
You're entitled to your opinion.
Everything all right in here, dear?
That woman.
You told us the God's truth, isn't it, Jess?
Oh, don't make me laugh.
Well, you're going to let me in. I don't know why.
Go on, love you, Maxwell.
Let's just say it's got nothing to do with dancing.
Oh, but poor old...
That's all right, Jess. Come on. Come on. Just relax. Just calm down.
Oh, that was a beauty.
Now, you take it easy, huh?
Yeah, love. You'll need all your strength for when that mongrel turns up. But Lord, look at the time. I'll be late for my next job if I don't move it. Back the salvo. Let's hope Bassinger follows me then, eh? You sure the judge passed on enough info to get him onto me trail?
No worries.
I sure didn't see him this morning.
You won't. Bassinger's good. The first we'll know is when he walks in the door.
You better keep sharp then. Bye-bye, love. I hope it drags on a bit. You're not bad company for a cop.
Yeah, you're not bad yourself, Dad.
Any sign of it?
Nah. Like I said, there won't be till he's on us.
If you won't resign, I will. I mean, they're playing some sort of ping-pong with me. Now she's deputy, now she's not, now she... Oh, you all right? Yes, I'm okay. First Bob took over, now Joan. Joan! Wouldn't mind betting she's been doing some lobbying. Dwyer knows a whole lot more about this place than he should. Must be getting his information from somewhere. Didn't you tell him how Joan's been acting lately? Tried to. I could bring the union in on this. You could. Wouldn't bet on your chances, though. Bolton's probably glad to get rid of her as union rep. It's just so damn unfair. Nothing worse than a politician on the run. Dwyer's been copping flack over the lack of security. Now he's trying to look as though he's doing something. Yeah, and we're the ones who suffer. Surprise, surprise. At least we'll have each other's company on the dole queue. If we walk out, we leave Joan in charge. And if we don't, we'll look like some wishy-washy pair who'll buckle under to anything. I mean, we can't win, Anne. At least if we walk out, we do it with some pride. And what good'll that do? If Joan takes over, God knows what'll happen. Oh, I just feel so angry. So do I. So let's use it, make a fight of it. Give Joan enough rope to hang herself. And then rub Dwyer's face in it when she does. She's wanted this for years. I mean, do you really think she'll trip herself up? Oh, she won't be able to help herself. I'll need your help, Meg. Come on. Let's grin and bear it. Wait our chance.
I'm very disappointed in you. You had all the markings for a spectacular career.
I'm not going to apologize for what I've done.
I'm putting friendship before duty is a noble concept which does not work in practice.
Am I going to be transferred?
Mrs. Reynolds had argued rather eloquently on your behalf, and in the light of staff shortages, no, you'll be staying here for the moment. Naturally, you'll be watched. Any favoritism towards Maxwell, and you'll be out. If, however, you show you can be trusted, well, you may be reconsidered for some more senior position in future.
May.
If I say something, I mean it. Don't blame me if you've damaged your career. Tell Mrs. Reynolds and Mrs. Morris to come in. I want a private word with them, and tell all available staff I have a major announcement to make immediately afterwards. You're a fool, Moran.
You okay?
Oh, yeah. Nightmare.
You want one?
Oh, no thanks. Here I am, waiting for a crazy to come and get me, and I'm dreaming about the tax man.
You kidding?
10 years back tax, he was coming to collect it.
That's what I call a nightmare.
You're a pretty calm customer, aren't you? Sitting there reading the paper, cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, it's all a show. You get pretty tense underneath.
How come you believe me? No other cop did.
Well, if the judge believes you, so do I. I didn't want to at first. Bassinger was a hero to every cop on the force. Kind of the shining example, you know. I guess I just didn't want to believe he could have cracked.
Thanks, Tom. For believing.
I worked with a couple of sheriffs from Wentworth last year. Undercover job. May and Willie were their names. Yeah, great fair. Kind of got me a soft spot for you girls. Hey, cop and crimnab killer. Make a great headline, huh?
Think positive, eh?
As you're all no doubt aware, Wentworth has been the centre of a lot of media attention recently in the light of the number of escapes, the riot, etc. Now, I have consulted with Mrs. Reynolds on my concern over the situation, and we have come up with a solution.
Mr. Dwyer came up with it, actually. It's not fair to give me any of the credit, sir.
Mrs. Reynolds agrees with me, however, as does Mrs. Morris. I am particularly pleased with her reaction. One of the pleasures of my office is being able to reward people who've performed well over the years. I don't just go around pointing out people's mistakes, you know. So I am glad to be able to surprise one of you now with news of a promotion. I'm sure you'll all join with me in congratulating your colleague, Joan Ferguson, on her appointment as Deputy Governor.
Mr. Dwyer.
Congratulations, Miss Ferguson.
Thank you.
We are behind you 100%. What do you want us to do?
Well, just keep an eye out for her shortcomings. I mean, the best way to bring her unstuck is to prove she's not good at her job.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Meg.
Thanks, Joyce.
So what are you going to do? Get a dossier together and show it to Dwyer?
I feel a bit like Joan doing it like that behind her back, but I think
It's the only way to fight someone like her.
I could organise some union action if you want.
No, Joyce, I think we best do it subtly.
Oh, well, we'll get there. I better check on the ladies. See what's going on.
Oh, I forgot, Bob. I'm glad to hear you're staying.
Yeah, me too, Bob.
All for one and one for all, eh?
The Three Musketeers? Oh, you've got to be kidding.
But look, what if she doesn't come unstuck? I mean, she's damn clever.
I know. That's what worries me.
Congratulations once again, Miss Ferguson. I look forward to seeing the results of your appointment.
Oh, well, between us, Mrs. Reynolds and I will have this place running like clockwork, won't we, Governor?
I'm sure you'll see improvements.
I'm sure I will. Good day, ladies. Very wise decision, Mrs. Reynolds.
Morning. In my office now.
I'm staying.
Staying? Bob, that's wonderful.
The only way it'll work is if we ignore each other. It has to be officer-prisoner relationship. As much for your sake as mine. We'll make it. One way or another.
Frankly, I think the worst possible decision's been made. You're a tired woman with emotional problems. You should be taking a rest, not assuming more responsibility.
Oh, come on, don't you think you're overreacting?
Let me finish. I'm not blind. I can see that you got Dwyer's ear. You're surprised that the announcement didn't fool anyone.
Well, this is getting us off to a great start as a team, isn't it?
We can't work together as a team, and you know it.
Surely that depends.
On what?
On whether you agree with Mr. Dwyer's insistence that things be tightened up around here. They can certainly do with it.
In other words, working as a team means agreeing with you and Dwyer.
It means running things efficiently.
Your idea of efficiency and mine are quite different. Okay, let's lay it on the line. I don't want you as my deputy, and I'll be working to get Meg back into the position.
Well, thank you for your vote of confidence. Is there anything else, Governor?
Not for the moment.
I will succeed, you know, with or without your cooperation.
Girl, what do you think you're doing?
Oh, sorry. The beast has got away from me.
Well, no wonder. What are you doing with those things on?
Oh, well, we're trying to speed things up a bit, you see. Oh, they keep upping the quotas on us. Well, if we could pick the laundry up quicker, we can get it washed quicker.
In that case, I don't think your plan's working.
Eh?
That pile of dirty tea towels is still there.
Oh, yeah, well, we're doing things out of order. Kitchen's the last pickup.
State of this tray. Look, I suggest you get those stupid things off your feet and go on with your work properly. Might take longer. At least we won't have any more accidents.
All right.
You'd better have a good explanation, Jenkins.
How long now, Chook?
8 minutes, 50 seconds.
Oh, jeez. I reckon she's going for the slowest time, not the fastest. We could have all crawled there and back by now.
We did say the kitchen and not Wagga Wagga, didn't we?
Yeah, 9 minutes.
I reckon she's got herself confused as doing a marathon. Fastest time round the whole prison.
Yeah, I know she's thick, but she's not that stupid. I reckon she's been nicked.
Oh, hiding from the
Well, only
screws.
just got
9
started
minutes,
too,
10.
eh?
Oh, stop complaining. You had your go, didn't you?
Oh, screw. Hey, how about we keep her here for a minute? That way Lurch will freak.
Lex?
That's what I really call playing fair.
Oh, come on. She's lost anyway. G'day, Mrs.
How did the wedding go? Off with a bang?
Oh, wonderful, thank you. And I want to thank you all again for your very kind thoughts. Mervyn and I really appreciated it.
Yeah, well, when do we get to see the movies, eh?
Oh, you mean the video?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it should be ready tomorrow. Merv's Uncle Percy is putting it all together, editing or something they call it.
That's where they cut out all the dirty bits.
Oh, no, not quite. Well, I better get going. Oh, Julie, I just want to wish you all the best for your parole hearing later on. I'm sure you'll be successful.
Thanks.
Haven't you got rounds to do, Mrs. Pringle? Oh, well, as a matter of fact, I was just... Good heavens, where did you find those? On Jenkins' feet. Oh. Oh, well, I better be going. Couldn't have expected anything else from minds as small as yours. But there won't be a repeat performance of it, I can assure you of that.
Seems to me you're trying to tell us something. Well, go on. You're dying to spit it out.
You're damn right I am. There's going to be a whole new set of rules around here from now on. You're looking at the new deputy governor. Now work.
Well,
I've heard of jumping the gun, but this is ridiculous.
What is...
Joan, the bulletin hasn't even gone out before she's out announcing a new appointment to everyone in person.
Charming.
Oh, very systematically, of course. Moving through all the work areas, one by one, just far enough ahead of me not to cross paths. I've been spending all my time fending off questions.
Better have a word with her about undermining officers in front of prisoners.
Well, morale's taken a nosedive. Oh, and another thing. She's called work to a halt in the workshop. Claims the new tools are a security risk.
Damn the woman. I approved those tools myself.
Oh, she's grabbing it with both hands, Anne.
Thanks to her new mentor, James Dwyer.
I wish I knew what was really happening. I mean, Joan's tried every trick in the book, but this time it's come straight from Dwyer. Now, there's got to be a connection somewhere.
Well, they're both certainly ambitious.
And not above playing dirty.
Question is, who leaked the information about the whiskey and the tennis balls? Assuming it's true.
Well, it's not the sort of information an officer would get. And the women are too clever to let it slip.
There is another possibility.
One of the women working with Joan. Well, that won't be pretty when the other women find out about it.
That Meg Morris will be the one to watch. Real little ball of muscle, I reckon.
Get out, it's Moran, all that bloody army training.
Hey, I can't figure out how I'm still allowed to play. Thought I'd be cleaning out the dunnies by now.
Got herself enough satisfaction breaking a good news to us.
Yeah, that's all we need. The bloody freak pulling the strings.
Yeah, Mrs. M must feel rotten. Second time she's been shoved out.
Yeah. Nothing to what Renault's going to be going through. The freak will be nipping at her heels all the way.
Oh, come on, Chook, stop worrying. You're not going to have anything left. You're going to get out, no worries.
Oh, sure.
Well, look, think of Stevie boy out there pining for you. That'll get your mind off it, eh?
Hey, listen, do you fancy a bit of fresh air? Join us on the team.
No. Thanks, but I'll sit this one out. I've never been very good at sport.
Well, don't say I didn't ask you.
You know, you should have said yes. Doesn't matter if you're no good at volleyball. It's joining in that counts, especially if you want to make friends here.
It's just the way they treated me before.
Oh, yes, but...
Look, I just don't want to put myself into something I'm not ready for, that's all.
Well, try to participate. You'll find they're good people underneath.
Look, I'll come out and watch.
Egbert, come on, don't keep the parole board waiting.
Suppose we'll be seeing you outside then, Miss Ferguson.
What was that, Connors?
Well, now you're deputy governor. I thought you'd be captain in the officers' team. Oh, good luck on your trip.
Good luck,
Well, girls, how about we do a few press-ups before we up and out, eh? You'll find she's been an exemplary prisoner. I had her doing clerical duties and she was very efficient.
I see you eventually withdrew those privileges from her.
For a minor misdemeanor, but she's very intelligent. I'm sure she's learned her lesson. And if it hadn't been for her, we wouldn't have uncovered that fraud scheme of Adrian Bullock's.
Nevertheless, there are a few questions we'd like answered before we consider the girl eligible. Can't go making any hasty judgments, can we? It appears to me that you're two people, Miss Egbert.
Beg your pardon?
Well, you're an ideal prisoner, according to Mrs. Reynolds. Intelligent, efficient in what you do. But you're also involved in virtually every scam that the prisoners carry out.
I don't understand.
You're well liked by the other women.
Yeah, I think so.
Any particular reason why you're so chummy with them?
I don't know.
Isn't it because you help them out? It's no secret you stole information from files and reception.
No, I never. Only once.
It's more than that, isn't it? Oh, we know how the system works inside. People who do a good job for the top dog end up very friendly with them.
I just like her, that's all. Look, I've tried to keep out of trouble, honest.
Honest? I hardly think we could call you honest. Not when it comes to things like Scotch whiskey in tennis balls.
What?
Alcohol was smuggled over the fence inside tennis balls. Oh, don't look so surprised, Egbert. You must have enjoyed it. Probably got quite drunk even, did you?
I can't remember.
Do you suffer from memory lapses? It only happened 1 month ago.
And there's the remote-controlled car, the one that you fixed a couple of weeks ago. You did fix it, didn't you? You handed it over to Connors so that she could use it to bring cocaine in. Isn't that true?
Look, I fixed the control unit. I didn't know it was going to be used for anything like that.
Of course you didn't. You're too intelligent to get that involved, aren't you?
Don't know
What
why I
I
said
can't
yes in the
understand
first
is
place.
how a woman
You know I'm not a
her
physical
size
person,
could slip
Joyce.
past a guard.
The more I think about it, the more professional it looks. It's not a loose end anyway.
Well, I hope she's
I
thinking
must
of her
have done it when I
health.
was pulling
She's
them on
better,
earlier.
but she's far from being her old self.
Shouldn't have to wait long. Police will certainly get a lead in a minute.
Well, I don't need that.
That's not for you. It's to keep my hair in place.
Certainly look professional, Joyce.
Oh, do you think so? Thanks very much.
I think the whole thing's ridiculous.
Oh, Mervyn.
Not you, love. Me playing, I mean.
Not getting cold feet, are we?
No, but we're 2 players short, and I haven't done anything like this in years.
You're not the only one, Mervyn.
I don't know how Mrs. Reynolds could approve it.
Because it's good for morale.
Good for you, Joyce. Nothing like a bit of physical exertion to get the old ticker going, eh?
That's what I'm afraid of.
Oh, come on, Mervyn. If I'm going through with it, so should you.
I feel like a Christian being fed to the lions.
Well, let's not keep them waiting. Come on.
Come on, pet.
Oh, well, if it isn't me old mate Slime. Hi, Reed. Oh, sorry, darling. Haven't quite got me eye in yet.
Careful, Reed. She might think you got it in for her.
Oh, she's pretty good at that, aren't you? Why don't you come across and join the girls? What do you reckon, girls? We get her in the team? After all, she did us a big favour getting rid of Lou.
Yeah, for her own stinking reasons. Ooh, stop hogging the ball, will you? Wake up, will you?
What's a catch? Oh, bastards! You're right. She's no good at catching. We'll have to kick her out again. You want to stay breathing? Get invisible.
Hey, here they come.
All right, I wouldn't be too confident if I were you lot.
I bet you other ones.
What other ones?
Other players? You're supposed to have 6.
Oh, we had a couple of late withdrawals through illness.
4's enough to beat the pants off you lot.
There's no way we're giving you an excuse for losing. We're going to have to even up the odds, girls. One of us is going to have to play with them.
Look, I'll volunteer.
No, we'll draw straws. You got your matches there, huh? Oh, yeah. Whoever gets the short one's going to have to play with the screws. Officers. Thank you.
Look, why draw straws? Nance already volunteered.
It's got to be fair and square, and whoever wins is going to have to make sure they play properly, because the opposition's going to need all the help they can get.
Well, at least with you behind me, I won't cop it in the face again,
And
will
you're
I?
at extra height against Rita.
Oh, look, I'll play on the knees if you reckon it'll give you a start.
I suppose we better get started.
We're an umpire. Hey, Williams! Get your butt over here, you're refereeing. What are we going to do to him, girls? Hey, let's flip, see who's going to serve.
Right. Call.
Heads. Heads it is!
How long do they usually take to decide, Miss Ferguson?
Oh, in your case, Egbert, I'd say not very long.
Come on, Nance.
I reckon it was in.
Oh, bull!
Goodbye, foot, and you know it.
Oh, don't get so upset. We've got to abide by the umpire's decision. Don't serve so bloody well this time.
Oh. Same again, Alice. Now we've got this game sewn up. Alice!
Oh, come on, Reese.
I'm sorry, but it wasn't
Warriors
very
7,
hard.
opposite 12. Hey, it's about time you got something right. Footfall. What? Footfall. Bull, you need bloody glasses.
Oh, come on, read it yourself, the ball. You're right, Alice. Oh, God.
Oh, bloody hell, Warriors is 13, Warriors 7.
You reckon we're letting you down? What about bloody lunch? Why don't you tell her not to try so hard?
Look, I promise I won't do anything wrong. I wouldn't want to. Getting married soon.
Yes, we know about Mr. Ryan and his dismissal.
That had nothing to do with misconduct.
We have the full facts of his activities right here. The department doesn't take kindly to being deceived.
He didn't mean to deceive anyone. It was the only way he could do the
This
research.
isn't helping your case, Egbert.
Look, I've got a chance to make something of myself. Isn't that what parole's supposed to be for?
Don't tell us how to do our job. You should have thought more carefully before getting involved with these Wentworth warriors. I suggest you disassociate yourself from Connors and a gang of deviates if you're to be taken seriously in 6 months' time. Parole refused. That's all. You're dismissed.
Come on, let's go.
Thought you had it in the bag, didn't you?
We still have.
Ah, forget it. Why don't you declare and save face?
I'll reserve that privilege for you lot. Come on, everyone, concentrate. 2 more points, we can all rest.
Oh, but I don't think I can stand up that long.
Of course you can, love. We're going to win it, too.
Oh, but moving my feet.
Just punch the ball to me.
Okay, let's take your serves again. I'll make sure it's a doozy this time.
Right.
And Nance, you're up front. If you can't handle a smash, you pass it across to me.
I think I'm getting the gist of it.
Better late than never, okay? And no stuff-ups. Okay, girls, let's clean them up.
Joyce, get into the net.
Alice! Oh, why?
Archie, I'm sorry.
14,
I didn't
13,
mean
Warriors.
honest. All right, Alice, we'll win the next point.
Come on, everyone, concentrate.
When you're hot, you're hot. Serve her up, Lex.
Woo! Ready, move on! Oh, moving.
Well done.
15-13. Game to the Warriors.
You coming to the staff room, Michael?
No, I want to go through these files.
Please yourself.
May I ask where you got your information from? Information I wasn't privy to?
Doesn't matter where I got it from. The important thing is I got it before we made a decision on Egbert's parole.
I should have been told about it before the board met. At least had a chance to substantiate it.
You're meant to provide me with information. Obviously, that's escaping you.
Someone is trying to make me look foolish.
I suggest you take it up with the minister, then.
I take it that's where you received these revelations?
On the best authority.
Which is?
I don't think it's my place to question the minister's sources, Mrs. Reynolds, or yours. Now, if you don't mind, I've some reading to do before the next interview.
Hey, where do you think you're going, Patterson?
Oh, I've got to have a leak, Miss Ferguson.
And who was the officer who gave you permission to come in here unaccompanied?
Look, they were all busy. I'm busted. You don't want your nice clean floor dirty, do you?
Reception? Tell him permission refused. No, Mrs. Reynolds is not available. You can tell Mr. Ryan that as Deputy Governor, I am refusing the visit.
Sorry, mate. Ferguson's throwing her weight around. No go.
I have to get in. I've got to hear how the parole hearing went.
Well, I haven't heard of anyone leaving.
Are the women on outside rec period now?
Yes.
Look, mate, just do me one favour, will you? Look the other way for 5 minutes. I won't get you in trouble, I promise.
I just heard. Bastards.
Yeah. Another 6 months.
What happened? I mean, you haven't done anything wrong.
They knew all about the whiskey and the coke. They reckon I fixed that remote control car just to get the coke in there.
Hell?
I don't know. Buggered everything up. Steve will never wait another 6 months for me.
Don't be stupid. Look, that guy loves you. I mean, he's here now, wanting to see you.
He's here?
Look, the freak won't let him in.
Yeah, but if he sees me, he'll know I want to. He mightn't come back, Lex. I've got to try.
Oh, wait for me, Chook!
Seems to be your problem, Egbert.
Can I go outside for a few minutes, please, Miss Ferguson?
Volleyball game's finished.
Yeah, I know. I just want some fresh air. And there's 10 minutes of rec period left, isn't there?
All right. Might as well. You're going to be inside for another 6 months, aren't you?
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
Report to Miss Russell. Patterson, back here.
Yes, Miss Ferguson.
I didn't give you permission to go back outside.
But I only came in to go to the toilet.
I am not spending my day checking you in and out.
But I told
You
Rita
heard.
that... Well, are you going to take me back to the rec room or what?
When I'm ready.
You're kidding. The bitch wouldn't let him in. Must have stopped Lex coming out too. She was right. I'm stupid thinking I'd see him out here. He must have gone home already.
It's not bloody fair, I reckon.
How am I going to let Steve know what's happened? He's going to think the worst.
Why don't you tell him yourself?
Come on, let's keep the screws on.
Egbert! Julie! Julie! Egbert!
They knocked me back. I reckon I was in on all the scans. They're not going to give me another hearing for 6 months.
It's okay, calm down, I'll wait.
Will you really?
Of course, I love you.
Steve, you
Let
know
me
the
go.
stop limits. Julie, you are only making things worse.
I had to see Julie Ferguson refused me a visit. Come back later and
supposed to
take
be
this.
parole. I'll take this, Morris.
I love you.
I love you.
Jules, are you all right?
What the hell happened? Why didn't her parole go through?
Someone must have lagged on us. They knew all about the scams and reckoned Jules was in on the coke deal.
What? The bastard!
Yeah, well, don't worry about them. What about the bitch who lagged on us?
I'll fix her when I find her.
Yeah, well, I don't reckon you have to look too far. Can only be one or two people. Williams or the kid killer. My doze on Maxwell. I mean, she's got Moran's here for a start.
Yeah, maybe he has been conning us. And if he has, him and that Maxwell bitch won't know what's hit him!
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines, and the rain falls down. But the sun and rain are prisoners